Welcome back to the MSU Federal Credit Union Coaches Show.
For the first time since 2009, the MSU women's soccer team is nationally ranked, coming in at number 15 this week in the United Soccer Coaches poll. The Spartans are cruising after their best start in Big Ten play in program history and recently beat rival and reigning Big Ten champion Michigan right here at DeMartin Stadium. It was a sweet, sweet victory for East Lansing native and women's soccer coach Jeff Hosler.
It's a day that I think a lot we'll remember for a long time, and man, it was a lot of fun. You know, you use that word a lot, where the fun is in the work, the reward is in the work, but all the way around, it was a really fun day.
What type of energy does that provide for a team when you know you're playing your rival, you look up, it's a packed stadium, and just the atmosphere is sort of off the charts?
Yeah, I mean, walking out, you know, we first come through the gates, they play, you know, the fight song for us, and I mean, there were already 1,000 people here an hour before kickoff. So it's all energy generating for us. You know, they want to be able to showcase what they can do and do it on the big stage, and to do it with that crowd, as it was also a BTN national broadcast, was a really great opportunity for us.
I like how you mentioned too that anytime that you get a new challenge, you always seem to rise to that challenge and eclipse it. Why do you think that you're able to do that?
I think this group is just hungry for that next step. You hear coaches speak all the time about being process-driven. The reason they do is because that's the recipe. You know, you have to be focused on your day and giving your best, and each opponent provides unique challenges. While we've been able to sustain a certain level of play, often a certain formation, there's still adjustments that have to be made to your opponent. I think that brings you know, fresh perspective to each match. And you only get to play these teams once a year, so you only get one opportunity to make an impression. And I think there's a lot of belief. You know, when you set out, you play the non-conference schedule we did, you have strong results. The one loss is to a top 5 opponent in Arkansas. And when you start having those results, that momentum continues to move forward, and you believe you can go and beat anybody.
Aspect 2 of, you mentioned fun. You brought that up so many times about just how much you're having fun, but also this is a fun group. We've touched upon some of the women who make this team fun, but what other parts about your team would you describe as fun? Like, what adds to that?
Yeah, I mean, they are a great group. I mean, this is an eclectic blend of personalities. But what makes it really special is they all adhere to the standards of the program. They're incredibly committed to this. They work really hard. And family being that third pillar of ours, I mean, they exemplify those things. It's not always going to be smooth. Sometimes you're going to have a disagreement or a different opinion, but it's about respecting each other. And because we have so many different personalities, sometimes it's expressed through some hard-nosed, tough conversations. And sometimes it's through humor. When you've got a player like Lauren DeBow that can lighten the mood, but also light a spark for your team, it just makes, you know, for a well-balanced, well-rounded experience. No one takes themselves too seriously while also giving their best effort every time out.
You knew that Lauren Kozel was primed for a pretty good year for you guys, All-American goalkeeper, but how would you best describe how she is playing right now? Yeah,
we're seeing a pro in the college game. You know, she just continues to get better all the time. She's very focused on her craft, and she's a great teammate. You know, she knows how to connect with everyone in the group. She's confident enough to say the things that need to be said. You know, I talked about being demanding, but also like gracious at times, because while we have some, you know, very experienced, even 5th-year players in our program, we still have 10 freshmen in this group. We have 7 transfers, some of those being underclassmen. I try to coach in a way that we adhere to a certain standard as a group, but I have to coach each individual a little bit different. And I think Lauren Kozel does a good job of recognizing those things and implementing that same type of style.
Right now, the Spartans are deadlocked at the top of the Big Ten standings with number 5 Northwestern, who they play on Sunday in Evanston. As always, we hope you enjoyed this week's episode of the MSU Federal Credit Union Coaches Show. Have a happy and healthy weekend.